Hey, good evening. It's evening right now as I'm recording this. Got my kids to bed, and I'm imagining you and where you might be participating with me through this recording. Wherever you are and whenever that is for you, I'm so grateful to be with you and sharing some tools and exercises that I have found incredibly powerful as a mom and business owner, like all of you in the Madison Mompreneur community. And we all know that that's not all that we do either. In fact, I also volunteer at church and work one night shift a week at the hospital still as a nurse. So I know what it's like to have a very colorful family calendar, everyone's little things going on, 10,000 tabs up in my brain, and a long, regenerating mental list going on in my head while still having that craving for stillness and direction so that I can get stuff done and rest. So I have sought learning and trainings to help support me, and I love to share what I have found. My goal is that you will experience at least one thing today, hopefully more, that you can use on a regular basis to invite ease and energy into your inner world as you go about serving your families, your clients, and your communities in the amazing ways that you all do. My name is Meagan Hubbard, and I have four kids. They're in kindergarten up through 10th grade of high school. My business is life coaching and mindfulness training for moms who want to experience being vibrantly alive in all stages of motherhood. So now in the beginning of this workshop, I want to ask you if right here, right now, are you okay? Maybe what's going on in your head is that you have no idea how you're going to timely fulfill that very large order or project that just came in. Maybe you're still feeling really bad about how you reacted towards your partner last night when you two talked about the budget. Maybe your sales consult ended with a no this morning and you keep replaying in your head what you could have missed. Or your teenager has been mad at you all week because of a house rule that you're enforcing. Whatever it is, you can even just insert here whatever wakes you up at 4 a.m. and you're in that moment writing, directing, and producing the horror movie starring you. We all know that happens. But right here, right now, wherever you're sitting or standing, are you okay? I certainly hope that if you're watching this and you can say, yes, I'm okay. I have electricity, I have Wi-Fi, I'm breathing, and I'm not being chased by a real lion. Maybe a little toddler who likes to act like an animal, but not a real lion. So I'm okay. So mindfulness, as I will share today, is a practice of being present, of letting go of past regrets or future worries for a period of time, and it nurtures resilience. Let's take a look at resilience. The definition of resilience is one, the capacity to recover quickly from difficulties, toughness, or two, the ability of a substance or object to spring back into shape, elasticity. So tough and elastic. Life will not stop lifing, which is a 50-50 experience, right? Life brings with it many miracles that we could have never expected. But during those difficulties that do come up and stretch us, a wonderful skill to have is that resilience to keep coming back to our strong, wise, capable center. Today, I will introduce and we'll practice together four categories of exercises, I guess. They will involve writing. Two of them will involve writing. Those take 5 minutes or less. And the other two involve no extra resources. They can be done alongside your current routine and take about 2 minutes each. I'm bringing you some of my favorites, ones that I use, ones that I teach, that bring a significant return on investment on your time and energy invested. Because when we chose to be moms and chose to be entrepreneurs, we were invited into roles that call for top level creativity and creative uses of our resources. So I hope this sounds good to you. Make sure you have something to write with. You'll be using it. And let's get started. So first, I want to teach you some anchoring tools. These are great for moments of transition that can feel crazy. For example, after the kids are dropped off and it's time to get started on work, and you feel stalled or in a bit of a spin trying to get started, or when you've picked them up and it's time for your evening routine, but your nervous system is struggling with a change of pace and mental change of roles. It just feels kind of crazy at that point. One really simple way, because all you need is your own hands, is to utilize, as you see here, the calm palm. This is one that I use especially after school pickup. when we pull into the garage and before I get out of the car, I know that if it hasn't started already, I'm going to be asked, what's for dinner? When is dinner? I need you to sign this. When is that coming home? Did you know this that I learned? Or why do I have to practice the violin? Can we go to the library tomorrow? Does any of that sound familiar to anybody else? Please. Um, so in these moments, I need to anchor to me before I get pulled in several directions. So I can be more focused and purposeful in action with them and later in rest for me. So start with feeling your fingerprints. We'll do this calm palm. Just moving your fingertips gently together like this, if you can see me in the video. So softly, but close enough that you can feel and focus on the ridges of each of your fingerprints there. That'll get you started. Now, I encourage 10 of these breaths, but we're going to do 5. The calm palm helps you do some slow breathing. You start at the base of your thumb and inhale as you trace towards the top. And you're looking at your hand and you're feeling the gentle touch, and you exhale as you go down. Inhale as you go up, watching your finger, and exhale as you go down. I like a slight pause at the top as well. Let's do 5 breaths together so you can get a feel for it. So inhale, slight pause, and exhale. Now inhale through your nose, pause, and out. In, pause, out. Light touch is so soothing. In, pause, and out. One more. In and out. Now to get your full 10, you can wrap back around to your thumb and start again, or you can just go backwards from the way you came. Ladies, teach this to your kids too. I've taught this to teenagers who use it before a test because they can just do it under their desk. And maybe they use it before an audition. They just really love it. It's so simple and it really helps them. The other tool, anchoring tool I want to teach you, it's really quick and simple way to anchor into the present moment. And that is to access one or more of your physical senses. So we just did sight and touch with our breathing, but we're going to do something together now where we use all of them. Again, it's something that you need nothing extra. You can do it wherever, whenever. We'll start with sight, just where you are in the room. Take a look around the room that you're in, looking for different colors, different lights and shadows. Maybe count how many times you see your favorite color. Observing shapes. Now go ahead, and if you're comfortable, close your eyes. If not, take your gaze down and soften it so you can focus on your other senses. We'll move on to hearing. What sounds are coming from inside the room you are in? What sounds are coming from outside the room? Try listening with only your left ear. Now only your right ear. Next, we'll move to smell. Taking a slow, deep breath through the nose and out. What can you smell? Maybe your shampoo, a candle, your dog, something you have cooking in the slow cooker, perhaps. Just breathe it in. And fourth is taste. Run your tongue along the surface of your front teeth and swallow. What can you taste? Perhaps something you ate or drank earlier, or your toothpaste. And last is touch. What do you feel on your skin? the air of a fan blowing, the warmth of the sun coming in from a window, the texture of your clothes, or the pressure of your feet on the floor or your bottom in your seat. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. And how do you feel? My question is, during that exercise, were you regretting the past or worrying about the future? I use this exercise in workshops and classes, and I have yet to have someone be anywhere in their mind except the present moment when they're focusing on their senses in this way. My hope is this exercise will bring simplicity and ease into your day. Now, my goal with this summer workshop was to give you the actionable items that flow well with what you're already doing, like we've just done, or can be done in a very short time. This one involves writing to help you get out of your head, find clarity, and get going on your next action step as soon as possible. One you can do when you wake up, or maybe at that transition time after the kids are gone and it's time for you to get some work done. Do you ever just have those days or those moments when there's so many things to act on, so many things in your head that you don't know where to start? Try this. So even though writing may not be part of your routine, set a timer for 5 minutes, grab a journal, grab a scrap piece of paper, and for 5 timed minutes, just write stream of consciousness. My clients and myself have found it very useful to just get out onto paper what's in your head. I hope you have your writing tools handy. I'm going to introduce another way that we're going to do together. So the 5-minute stream of consciousness writing you can do on your own. I'm going to do something else with you that's a little more directed. And that is the 3 columns. Oh, and I do want to mention that if you're doing this stream of consciousness writing and you feel like you need to get something off your mind, or you want to see just what comes to the surface as you write, you can even just start with, I don't know what to write. This feels silly, but I'm going to give it a try and see what happens. And just see what comes out as you move the pen. If you do this on a regular basis, you will eventually see some unique insights. And if it really is just to get something off your chest, you can write it all down and shred it, because that's just really cathartic on its own. And then you can move on. Okay, now we're getting to the second exercise of the 3-column method. Take at least half of a page to do this. And in the first column, I think it's really powerful to start this way. Write down 3 things that are going well, and nothing is too small. Maybe, for example, I didn't skip lunch today. That's a win. That's going well. Or I signed a new client. Or I just got my hair done this week and I love it. Pause if you need to think for a minute. Come right back. Okay, that's a good start. In the next column, write down 3 things that are not going well for whatever reason. This column often comes easier. I don't think I need to give you any examples. And I don't want you to have any judgment. Just write down 3 things that are coming up. Pause again if you need to on the recording. Come right back. And now I invite you to circle one of those things that you just listed in column 2 before we move on to column 3. Because once you've circled that, column 3 is where you will write 3 to 5 actions you already know will move you forward on making progress or moving toward a resolution. Again, doesn't matter how small the baby step. What are the next 3 to 5 things that you know will help you move forward? Again, pause. If you need to, come right back. All right, you must have that done now. You're back. Go ahead and circle one of those 3 to 5 actions that you can take in the next 24 hours and commit to that. So boom, how was that for you? I'm curious because this one lit a fire under me for the first time, to have that one action step that I was committed to in the next 24 hours to move forward. That little win felt like a big win, a big success to give me some momentum to keep going. Now, because I want to stay within the time you're expecting for this workshop, I won't share it here, but I also have a 5-question reflective writing exercise that even CEOs have really liked to just get some clarity. And we won't go through it here, but if you wanted to send me a message on your own time, I can get those 5 questions to you to try. Now, with this section on writing, on this reflective writing to clear your mind, pinpoint the next steps, My goal was to bring ease and or new energy to what you have to do on a given day. So there we are again, some ease, some energy. That's what we're going for. My third takeaway tool I want to share with you is a breathing exercise. So we've already done the calm palm, but this one's a little more specific. It's called the 5-5-7 breath. Some of my clients have heard of this before from their therapists, and there are many resources out there that teach a variety of breathing exercises. I'm really a fan of breathing. The 5-5-7 breath is useful during any moment of stress. It will help you regulate your nervous system because the nervous system is actually a two-way messaging street. Your brain can send messages of stress that make your heart beat faster, your jaw clench, your palms sweat. But on the flip side, intentionally slowing down your breathing calmly, can also send the message back to your brain that it can turn off the fight or flight response because it's calm. So this may be the first time you've heard of this. Whether it's the first time you've heard of the breath or not, what may be your first time hearing is, I want to encourage you to do this right before you eat. So many of us have a habit of eating really quickly, not really paying attention to it or enjoying it, or chewing with minimal thoroughness before sending it down the tube. And we already have the next bite waiting right there because it's our habit to hurry. The sympathetic or stress response decreases blood flow to your digestive system, though. The parasympathetic or peace response encourages us to rest and digest. When you're experiencing a stress response, the body prioritizes blood flow to your muscles, lungs, and heart, because when you need to run away, digestion is not your top priority. It can wait, right? This parasympathetic response, or the peace, rest, and digest response, allows for more effective digestion by restoring full capacity blood flow to your digestive organs. And the increased blood oxygenation from your deep breaths will be flowing to your intestines where the nutrition is absorbed. That's a 10 out of 10 win-win if you ask me. So tell me, are you willing to take 2 minutes before eating your next meal to try this? I'm going to imagine you just said yes. So amazing. 10 cycles of the 5-5-7 breath should only take you 2 minutes. So you can do this while setting the table, or you can do this while waiting in the drive-through line to pick up your order. And you'll have a different experience of eating and digesting afterward. You may even chew slower. Put your fork down while you chew and take another deep breath before picking it up and taking another bite. Think about that. How luxurious does that sound to have an eating experience like that? And if you have littles, when you rarely, if ever, eat alone or get to really sit and enjoy a meal, and this just does not sound realistic for your next meal, maybe try it with that evening treat you have to yourself after they're in bed. I've done this with a salad. I've done this with some leftovers I wasn't that excited about. I've done it with a Snickers bar. Just try it with one of the next times you have a chance to eat and have 2 minutes beforehand. There's no wrong way to enjoy the benefits. I want to practice a few breaths together here so you can, again, get a feel for what it feels like. The 5-5-7 breath stands for 5 counts, breathing in, holding for 5, and breathing out for 7 counts. So for some of us, it's hard at first to breathe in 5 whole seconds. I know it was for me. So a couple of tips are to take it slower than you might think and to pay attention to your rib cage when you breathe and expand. Excuse me. So I know the first time I tried this, I was breathing in and trying to fill up my lungs up like this, and my shoulders came up, and that doesn't leave much room. So if you can imagine expanding your rib cage front to back before your shoulders come up, expanding it all the way around 360 degrees, that will help you really fill your lungs. Let your diaphragm come down, your belly can come out if it needs to, and that will help you get to the counts. And if you need to go lower, you can. But we'll practice this now for four times around, and I will count for us. So in, 2, 3, 4, 5, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Say out loud with me where you are. I feel more relaxed now. If you feel pretty good after that. And that was only 4 breaths. Remember, I recommended 10 before eating, and that should take 2 minutes. And again, this is something you can teach to your kids. If they're with you, and if they're old enough to count with you, I think they'll think it's pretty cool that they're doing something with you. So let them involve them. Make it kind of fun to do together and be teaching them a good habit at the same time. The purpose of this exercise is to again invite ease into your day through relaxation and new energy through the oxygenated blood to your brain and improved digestion so your body can use your food for more energy uptake. Okay, now that I have you really grounded in the present, we're going to do one last writing exercise. And we're going to bring in some future pacing using a framework that gets us into a be, do, have mindset. This doesn't take long, and as you use it more, you will get even quicker at finding what works for you and what your words sound like for you. With be, do, have, you first find out who you need to be now as the person who does the actions to have the result you are seeking and to be the person who has it. But instead of waiting to have it until you feel that and be that person who has it, you look forward to the future you who has done it or has the result you want, and you be her now to take the action. I hope that makes sense, that I'm describing that well. As a side note to help you, I do have 2 awesome meditations I use that pair really well with this. My favorite is the letting go meditation. One that clients really love is about meeting your future self, really powerful. Happy to share those as well. But for the time we have set aside for this today, first, let's do this writing exercise. What's one goal that you have right now? Business, home, just pick one. It's something you want to accomplish, or maybe it's something weighing on your mind that you want to resolve. You don't need to stress over choosing the right one for this exercise today, right now. Just practice it with whatever comes to your mind first. Maybe it's something from your list from our first writing exercise. So whatever comes to mind, write that down. Next, choose a date that you imagine it will be completed by and write that down. Below that date, write how you will feel as if it is that future day right now, and your task is complete. The goal is reached. The issue is resolved. This template will help you think of how to get started. So I have it typed here for you. And it's, I feel blank. Now that, or now that I, or that, and fill in the blank. You can play around with the words to whatever makes sense for what you're writing. I have some examples here. Here's an example of me preparing and recording this workshop for you. I started working on an outline about a month before I told Juliana I could actually have it done for her. So 1 month ago, I imagined myself sending the recording to Juliana, and what I wrote looked something like June 20th, 2024. I am so happy and grateful that I followed through on my commitment to create that workshop. It was so fun and went really well. Here's another possible example of what it could look like. I am so proud that I created such a valuable workshop for Madison Mompreneurs. What an amazing experience. For my mom role, I didn't type it here, but one I could say to myself in the morning could be, I'm so happy and grateful that I killed it with our new afternoon school routine today. It just keeps getting smoother and smoother. Or I feel so connected now that Maxwell and I have finished a whole chapter book together. Go ahead and pause here again so you can finish your sentence or two and come right back. Okay, when you finish your sentence or two, and you can even write a paragraph or a whole page about how you feel when it's done, now that it's done. So you can really feel in your body what excited feels like, what happy feels like, what proud or connected feels like. Take that moment in your mind and in your body emotionally as if it is now. Feel grateful, happy, whatever you said you would feel that future day. Like a sprinter at the starting line, imagining the cheers of the crowd as he tears through the ribbon at the finish line, winning. He can feel that way he'll feel at the finish line right now before he's even started. And isn't that so cool that even though you have not finished the task yet, you can create the feeling right here, right now, of what it feels like when it is done. You don't have to wait to feel that way. You can create it for yourself. And that helps you get in the mindset, the creativity mindset, and different perspective of what did that future you do to get here or get there, but get here because you're imagining it's right now. What resources does she have available to her that she used? Who did she ask for help? What distractions did she say no to? What opportunities did she say yes to? And some of these you don't even know yet until you start acting. Opportunities will just show up that you couldn't have even imagined. Use the power of that gratitude or whatever you said you will feel to propel you into creative thinking and expect to be amazed at how it unfolds. Because truly, you have more capability than you think you do when you are feeling stuck in front of an obstacle. Look past the obstacles with this forward pacing activity. Write it in your journal. Maybe even just write down a random piece of paper. Write it on a sticky note. Put it on your bathroom mirror. What works for you? Play around with it. The purpose of this exercise is to bring the energy of a future you're looking forward to and the ease of how it feels to have it already done into right now, where you are planning and taking the actions. As we come to the close of this workshop, creative, what did I call it? Creative mindfulness for mompreneurs. So it's inviting ease and energy into your day. I want to take a moment to revisit the very first question that I posed to you right here, right now. Are you okay? This question was designed to ground you in the present moment, to check in with yourself amidst the delicious concoction of one part amazing and one part hot mess that may describe your daily lives as moms and entrepreneurs and all the other roles that you're participating in. We've touched on various strategies and tools to enhance your resilience and mindfulness so that you discover ease and energy that allows for nothing hard to stay too hard. We've learned anchoring techniques like the calm palm and the 5 senses check-in. We've engaged in reflective writing to gain clarity, practiced the 5-5-7 breath for relaxation, and used future pacing, be, do, have, or as if sentences to visualize our goals as if already achieved and be that person now on the way there. So remember, the key to resilience is about having that toughness or a strong anchor to always be connected to or return to, while also having the elasticity or flexibility to stretch and explore, enabling you to recover quickly and adapt gracefully. Let's take a moment to check in with ourselves again right now. I invite you to take a deep breath and ask yourself, am I okay? Though at the start I said that I hope you can answer yes, go ahead and acknowledge your answer now, and in any given moment that you ask yourself this, acknowledge what the truth is without judgment. Recognize that it's okay to not always be okay, and that you have the tools and community to support you through those times. Madison Mompreneur is certainly one of those communities. I'm so glad to be here and so glad that you are here with me. My hope is that you have found at least one thing today that hits a sweet spot for something you were looking for, and that you can use it regularly to invite ease and energy into your life. These practices are here to support you, to help you stay grounded and resilient amongst the demands of your roles. Remember, right here, right now, you have everything you need to invite ease and energy into your present moment, and that you are not alone. You're actually just pretty amazing too. And that is what I have for you. Thank you so much. I will be seeing you at our co-working sessions most weeks. Even when we get back in person, I will be coming up from South Huntsville again to see you all in Madison. And you have my information here as well as in the Madison Mompreneur directory. I hope you have a wonderful day or evening that you have ahead of you. Take care.